So it finally feels like a normal shipping day in December. So we're shipping out $1,118.66 from these orders here. This does not orders, that's just the eBay things I'm working on. Yogurt time. So yeah, then 15 days left till the used purge, and no need to do the Canada Post strike updates anymore because as of this morning at, I think it was like 10 after midnight or something on Monday, or like that's when they started reporting on it, so it might have happened a bit earlier, but it's officially ruled now by the labor something that Canada Post has to return to work Tuesday morning. The strike will then officially end at 12:01 a.m. on Tuesday, and the employees are to return to work at 8:01 a.m. So yeah, the strike is officially now going to be over in, well, that is under 10 hours now. So that is really good. And yeah, so I normally ship orders out on Tuesdays and Fridays, but even though the strike is ending tomorrow, which is a Tuesday, I'm not going to be shipping out the orders that were on hold. That would be letter mail on Tuesday because that would be shipped out just a few hours after, well, like 5 or so hours after they would normally, that they would be back to work and stuff like that, so it's not like the things are going to be moving or anything like that, and I'm pretty sure none of the boxes are going to be emptied or anything like that, so it's not going to help the packages arrive any faster, and it could just lead to more problems with a whole bunch of backlog. So I'm just going to wait till Friday to ship out the orders that were on hold. And then that should hopefully be, with Canada Post, a bit more back to normal, because it will have been several days since they got back to work at that point. So yeah, that is good. And yeah, so by the sounds of it, there might be one or two places where the workers said that they're going to continue to strike, but thankfully that's not all of it. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's just in a couple cities and stuff like that. So I'm curious what'll happen to them. Because I think the one headline said that they're going to continue to strike until every single demand is met, which is like not going to be happening because they were at an impasse, and it's going to likely lead to some form of arbitration or something like that. So it's already meaning that it's not going to be everything. So yeah, either they're going to stop the strike or something's going to happen. I have no idea. But yeah, so then today is 2 weeks before the end of the year. Well, yeah, 15 days, well, roughly 2 weeks. So yeah, then today I'm going to be doing the final sale percentage increase, which is going to be increasing the sale to 75%. Though by the time that this vlog is out, because it's about a 3-week delay between recording and uploading them, so that means that the sale will probably be over. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it will, because in 3 weeks it'll be past January 1st, and that's when I'll be doing the purge. So yeah, then going to work on that, and then I can get back to work on the revamping of the minifigures and stuff like that. And then yeah, so now that the strike is open, then is going to be over soon, then I'm not going to remove the wording quite yet from the Bricklink store and Brick Owl store. I'm going to leave that for a little bit, but then I will be reopening the Brick Owl store now. It's been closed for like 2 or 3 weeks, so that's really nice. And then I'm not going to be putting the eBay store on vacation anymore because the strike is over. And I'm pretty sure that the store vacation auto-ended this morning. And I've already had like 5 orders on eBay. So yeah, definitely it's already picking back up on eBay. And then Brick Owl, since it was closed, even one sale would be an increase. So that will help. And then hopefully Bricklink will start picking up as well. And then Bricklink also then just finally released the update for the new website look. If I can find it. I moved a whole bunch of the tabs around by accident on this. But yeah, so that's the old view. And then this here is the new view for it. So yeah, it's an interesting one there. So I'll do that tour later. I'm just curious. Actually, I might as well do it now in case anyone's curious on this, because when I looked at it on my phone, this didn't pop up when I was checking. So we'll see what this says. So take a tour. First, how do you use Bricklink? Well, I guess I won't be showing this then, because then it's probably personalized depending on what you're interested in. So there's that. But yeah, so going to get lots done, hopefully. And then, yeah, just 15 more days, and then we get to go through all of the fun. So the used sale percentage thing has now been increased. I will open the Brick Owl store shortly. But yeah, so this is the very last one, so 75% off, and got some fun videos to go along with it. But yeah, you have to crop and compress these things like crazy in order to get it to work on Bricklink. But yeah, then yeah, I'm gonna message all the buyers because, like mentioned, even though Canary Post is back to work tomorrow, it's not being shipped till Friday. So I just want to let the people who are on hold now know that their order will be shipped Friday. So I'll work on that next. But yeah, good progress. So yeah, then I just ordered the RAM for the computer, and yeah, so the limit on the motherboard that I have is 64 gigabytes, and currently I've got 32 gigabytes, so I am increasing it to the 64 gigabyte threshold, and basically there was the option of having two sticks that were 32 gigs or four sticks that were 16 gigs, and the four sticks being 16 gigs was cheaper, so I just went with that and stuff. And so yeah, then now that that's all done, we've got, like, just because, like mentioned earlier, the strike isn't technically over yet, so that orders aren't really too crazy right now or anything like that, so there still is only one parcel to ship out tomorrow as of right now. Actually, no, I think it's up to two parcels, so there isn't really too much to pull. So next up, I'm going to get back to trying to update these listings here now and stuff like that, like before, and yeah, hopefully make some progress. Yogurt time. So yeah, then yeah, I should have explained that I finally made the decision that the RAM was a necessary expense because, like mentioned, I'm holding back on all expenses now to try and finally save up the money for the purchase of the minifigures and stuff like that, even though most of it was wiped out because I had to cover things during the strike and things like that. But then I finally deemed these things necessary because I remembered that once the strike is over, then I'll be going through the minifigure haul videos, working on minifigure haul videos, and in order to actually make those videos, I need better RAM on the computer, so I finally decided to make the purchase for those, so that's why I got those. But yeah, so Canada Post is now officially at work. The employees are finally inside of the buildings and actually doing the stuff, so that is good. However, as suspected, they aren't going to be picking up the mail right away, so it's I'm glad I made the decision to hold off on shipping out the letter mail ones until Friday, because by the sounds of it, they aren't going to be picking up any of the mail from the boxes and stuff like that until Thursday or something. So yeah, then there's that, and yeah, I got a few more orders to pull, and then hopefully, well, this Friday it will be increase in orders because we're shipping out all the ones that were on hold, but then hopefully the Tuesday after that, orders will hopefully be back to pre-strike levels, though probably not going to be quite that fast. So yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the new header and the new footer on Bricklink, but yeah, they've already been making some changes to bring it back based on, like, improve it based on the community feedback. I know a lot of people just really dislike it, and for me personally, there are things that I miss on it. Like, for example, if you go and look here, it says 924 notifications, but included in that is all 721 quotes I've ever had in the store, and most of those are years old, and I don't get why I'm still getting notifications for them and stuff like that. And then also the send invoice page, it just brings you to the page that you just have to manually enter in an order number in order to see the invoice, but in order to get the order number, you first have to go to the order, and then you're already at the order, and this page just brings you to that order, so it just kind of doesn't really do anything, so not entirely sure on that. And most things are just now like 2 clicks away or 3 clicks instead of 1, and then for the form, there used to be a notification that was nice and stuff like that, but then now you can't just view the entirety of the form. If you click on all topics, it just brings you to this page, and then from there you have to then click on discussion form to then bring you to the main page and stuff like that. So yeah, we're hoping that they fix some more of that stuff, but then they've already slightly fixed the search bar drop down thing here, where before basically if you had it like this here and then you changed something here, then nothing was, then it wouldn't auto select this, but now it auto selects it. Also, it keeps a memory of which one you selected. So for example, if you search in the form here and just search up something there, then now it will keep it at form. Before, it was just automatically would reset to all items on every page reload, so they've already fixed that. The other thing is, if you look on some of the older pages, here, then you could see in the bottom right, there was a tribute to the founder of Bricklink, Daniel Jezik, I think that's how it's pronounced. But then on the newer pages, they had just gotten rid of that, and they only had at the start the the button called History, and that would just bring you to a Bricklink page that is just text and the one image there and stuff like that. And then the old one, it would bring you to it would have several different links here, and that would include the link to the more in-depth page and stuff like that. And so then there's a lot of talk in the forums and stuff like that about bringing back more attention to it. So they did reintroduce and add another button now, so we have his name in the footer again, so that is really good. But yeah, so slowly making some progress. We'll see how it goes. So just finished swapping out the RAM. This is the old RAM here, and then looking at the computer, it looks like we now have 64 gigabytes, so that is looking good. And yeah, I'll just quickly open up the Opera pages and we'll see how much that gets used of that 64 gigabytes. So let's just watch it increase a whole bunch with all of this stuff here. So 7.8, 7.9, and yeah, it's just increasing. I'll just pause for a moment and then come back when it's done getting all of them open. So after everything is all open again, it's actually noticeably less RAM than before, but yeah, it's just, if I'm not mistaken, on this RAM here is that it's actually 32 megahertz instead of these ones, which are I think 26 megahertz. 2600 compared to 3200. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like pretty sure that is at least slightly relative to the performance of it, but not fully sure on that. But either way, with mostly the same amount of tabs open, we are currently using 24 gigabytes. So yeah, we'll see and just do a quick test on to see if like Clipchamp just buffers the entire time I try to edit something in 4K. I expect it still will, but then we can also try in Filmora just to see how that goes and stuff like that. So we'll do some tests now. So the two files are uploading, and we can see Clipchamp is currently at 11%, and then Filmora is about 75% of the way done. And then yeah, we can look at the usage, and the CPU actually maxed out twice, I think, but in general, most of the time it's not completely maxed out, so I don't think that that's really a bottleneck per se. It just seems like some parts of it just randomly cause a spike, but then it just goes back down to normal for a while. But then yeah, so we can see we are not maxing out on the RAM usage, so that is good, because last time when I tried to upload files, it would just completely max out the RAM and then nothing could be done. But then the interesting thing to see is how Filmora, I'm not sure why Clipchamp has 8 there. I only have one copy of Clipchamp open here. It's just the double screen that is showing there, but only one copy open, which only has one video in it, so not quite sure on that. Oh yeah, that's all of the different things it's using and stuff like that. But in total, it's only using about 1 gigabyte of RAM. Meanwhile, Filmora is using almost 3 gigabytes of RAM, and Filmora just completely finished, and that one includes a proxy file and stuff like that. And yeah, we can see Clipchamp is still at only 14%, and yeah, we can see here the video resolution is 4K, at least I think that's 4K, 30 FPS and stuff like that. Actually, no, that's for the other one that's on the page. So if we do that there, actually that's a different file again. It's this file here I'm looking at. But yeah, I think that's just the stuff that applies to the entire video thing here and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely Filmora is definitely seeming to be a better option. So yeah, we're just going to still wait though for Clipchamp for that video to finish, and then we're going to see if it just buffers the entire time or if it's good now. But yeah, so definitely seems to be working good. And then I just put the other RAM back in here, and we are going to just leave this on the side in case anything happens and we need to use some of this stuff. Because yeah, it's still a good 32 gigs of RAM that can use for something eventually. So yeah, but good progress. So it took like half an hour, but the clip is finally on Clipchamp. So let's just see here. It's still buffering already. So it seems like Clipchamp just likes to buffer. So we will just play the video. And yeah, Clipchamp, for some reason, you always need to close out and open it up sometimes several times before it actually starts playing. But it is playing here. But yeah, we can see it's still buffering a little bit there. So yeah, that is still meaning Clipchamp is not going to be working for 4K or even 1080p. It probably won't work that well. So yeah, that seems that we will probably switch over to Filmora because, you know, let's just remove this here and then place in the new clip here, because Filmora has like proxy video clip proxy videos and stuff like that. So yeah, we can see there's absolutely nothing buffering or anything like that. It's playing perfectly fine and stuff like that. So yeah, seems like I'm going to try and see if I can learn Wondershare Filmora. But I think that it costs $70 for it, but it's a one-time purchase and not a monthly subscription, so that's helpful. But yeah, we will see on that. Yogurt time. So yeah, then I was just thinking about this lot here that I had won a little while back, or purchased. So November 20th is when I got that one, and it was for 22 pounds of minifigures, and it is the box that's over there. And then I was just thinking about that, and I'm like, okay, 13 days left till the used purge, and it's almost the end of the year and stuff like that, and how I wanted to try to get one more good lot purchase in to add to the total before the end of the year. And since it had been November 20th since I had that, I had a bit more in my USD wallet on PayPal that I needed to use up. And so just as I was thinking about that, I hadn't thought about it in several weeks, and then I just thought about it, and then for some reason the video cut off there. But then yeah, so, and then exactly within about 5 minutes of me thinking about that, then the seller messaged me and then told me that they had put another lot for sale. So then yeah, so I did just check the prices now. Not sure if it'll show the other one in the history. I don't think so. No, it isn't. Or is it there? Yeah, okay, we can see it here. So then the other one I paid $87 Canadian a pound, and then this one here is 102 Canadian a pound. So it's a little bit more than the other one, but still very fair price for what it is. And I had some USD I needed to use up from my PayPal, so then that was able to help with that. And then yeah, so this here is going to be probably the very last lot purchase of the year. And yeah, so based on how the other lot was really good and unpicked and stuff like that, then I am very confident in this one here, and I can already see some good things like dark purple capes. You can never get enough of those and stuff like that. So definitely is a promising lot. And yeah, so that should hopefully be arriving sometime. It is already December 18, so it's unlikely it'll arrive before the end of the year, but you never know. But yeah, then that I'll probably add to the total, even if it arrives after we do the weight of the other stuff. So I was busy working on some other stuff for a while, but then I will get back to work on the Harry Potter revamp, and then hopefully finish that today. It's just past 8 p.m., and then we'll see how much we can get done. Just finished with the Harry Potter minifigures now. So with the first box now done, oh yeah, it's over there now. We've still got just a few that did sell on eBay, so I guess probably not good to step on that cord. I should probably just grab the few here that did sell here. That should be all of them, and the one that's not going to be relisted, which I'll just deal with real quick then. But yeah, the ones that sold, might as well just put them on top of the eBay cart just so we can free up a bit of space. But yeah, so that one is now done, and that was the largest one. It contained all of the Star Wars, all of the superheroes, and all of the Harry Potter, which are three of the largest categories. The only one that might be technically a little bit larger is the Ninjago. So that one probably is a bit larger than the Harry Potter, but that's in that one there. But yeah, then the next one up is this one here, and it's significantly emptier. The entire thing here is probably only about half the size of the first one. And then after that, we have this one here, which is probably somewhere in the middle of the two. And yeah, so good progress. And I think it's the last vlog I mentioned it, but yeah, then that stuff there, that's all of the incomplete stuff, so don't need to worry about any of that. But yeah, so got two left. Yogurt time. 12 days left until the used purge, and yeah, so today is Thursday, so that means tomorrow I can finally ship out some of all of the letter mail orders that were on hold, because today being Thursday, Canada Post is starting to pick up orders again, and then the very next shipping day that I have is tomorrow, so that means that tomorrow we can ship some stuff out, and things should be able to get into the system, though it will still be delayed with the backlog. But yeah, then today I am going to be working on, I think that this one here was the next one there, and then the Ninjago one was on the lower level. So yeah, today I will continue to work with trying to get all of these things done, and yeah, so still a good amount left to go, and yeah, so I will get to work on that, and then have to pull currently, I think, because this includes all the ones that were on hold, just shy of 30 orders, I think, to ship out and stuff like that. So yeah, we will get to work on stuff. 2 internet outages in one day. It must be good luck. Make that 3 internet outages in one day. Just finished photographing all of them from this box. I was initially planning to just do row by row, and then I just thought, might as well just do the entire thing, because then I can just put the cardboard box on top of the ultrasonic cleaner, because there's nowhere else to really put it. Actually, I could probably just put it on top of those things. But yeah, so now all of these guys here are photographed, and so I will work on these now, and then I have these ones here, which I am going to be purging from the store. So it's just some of the Minecraft animals, and then the accessories from a couple of them, and then all of the series CMFs, because yeah, I'm just going to be not listing old CMF minifigures individually on Bricklink on eBay anymore, because the minifigure parts from CMFs from the older series seem to sell really well. So yeah, just not going to be listing them as complete minifigs, because that's the one category of minifigures that there's just everyone's listing it, because it's one minifigure per set, so it's just a more common thing. I will still be listing the ones that I have over, like, from the newer ones that I do get brand new, so like all of these ones here and stuff like that, I will still just have those ones listed, but ones that I find in used lots and stuff like that, I won't be listing, so I am going to be removing these listings as well. So yeah, I'll get back to work. But yeah, then the one other weird thing is that on eBay, a couple of the minifigures, I think it's these ones here and possibly one more, despite Canada Post only accepting packages today, because it's Thursday, and I mean, if you dropped it off at a store, they might accept it, but all the things that they don't accept parcels, and presumably that would go for goods being sent oversized letter mail and stuff like that. And they said that none of that stuff was going into the system till Thursday, so we held off on shipping orders till Friday, which is just one day after. But then on eBay, I've now got 5 orders that are late on being shipped, which is interesting. And then tomorrow I have to ship the orders out, and then I think 2 more might get hit with a late shipment rate and stuff like that. I've never had a late shipment thing on eBay before, so it's just kind of interesting to see it appear now, even though the stuff couldn't be shipped out till today. Well, I mean, it could technically just sit in a box before, but yeah, so I guess that'll happen. On eBay, though, it's not too crazy on that. You have to have 5% of your orders late in order for it to affect your seller rank, and so 7 orders, it's not like it's too crazy of a thing or anything, so it's not that big a deal. And yeah, it should be all fine, back to normal after that. But yeah, I'll get back to work. But yeah, then sold a Lego set from my sister. I think she probably paid around like 20 something bucks for this a couple years back, and I will quickly double check, but I'm pretty sure it sold for around 60 bucks. We'll just double check on here. Set 21151 here. And then, yeah, so $65. It sold at best offer, well, automatic offer for like $63 or something, or $62 or something. Yeah, so there is that set sold. And yeah, so I can't remember if I said it prior, but yeah, we've got almost, just over 500 lots to pull. So yeah, I'll get started. But yeah, then the one thing that I was thinking about doing, and I should have probably taken out this box before I started recording, but that was when I get back to listing in, let's actually just check, because I think I checked this morning, but I already forget. But when we get back to listing in hopefully 12 days, well, there'll be a few days of administrative work and stuff like that mixed in, but I'll at least be able to do a little bit of something, even if it's not too much. But when we get back to work on the listing and stuff like that, there are several things that I wanted to do to try and reboot the store as fast as possible. And one of those is putting all of the common minifigure parts in a container on the side. I'll just put it over here so that I don't forget about it. But then when I'm going through listing all of the stuff, then that just saves a bit of time from having to list all the city minifigure parts. I do still fully intend to list those because they do still sell well, and most minifigure parts, even if it's a city one, is still worth well over $50. Well, not well over, but usually $50 to $1, even if it's just a regular city part. So it still will be listed, but then that gives me more time to list the themed parts right away, which hold more value and stuff like that. So I think that's one thing that I want to try and do. And I don't know what that thing there is. That's the Statue of Liberty hairpiece, but yeah, no idea what that is. Yeah, so that is one thing that I wanted to try and do. So yeah, then that stuff there, I'm pretty sure I'll still wash it first and then put it in there, because then I can just grab handfuls and list it and stuff like that. Actually, that might not be efficient. I might end up waiting until it's full and then I just do sorting and listing a whole bunch of it all at once and stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure how I'll go about this. Yeah, then I just wanted to put that there as a reminder. But then, yeah, time to pull the Bricklink orders if the iPad is working. But this here is an iPad issue, not a Bricklink issue, because the iPad is probably well over a decade old, and half the time it doesn't even run, and sometimes we have to restart the entire thing just in order to actually make it boot onto websites. And is it going to work this time? Sometimes it'll get this far and then crash again, but it seems like it's working this time. So let's just check the orders we are pulling today. Here, the 29 orders. I pulled the one on Brick Owl, and we still have the one Bricklink order pulled from a while ago over here. That is going to the really remote location that Pure Later would be almost $50 to ship to, but since Canada Post is finally back in operations, we can ship with them. But yeah, so we have a good amount of orders to ship out, and yeah, you can see all of the Canada ones here up until this one here, or maybe this, I'm not sure, but those ones are old ones. And then since we reopened this store roughly around there, we've gotten a good amount of orders in again and stuff like that. So yeah, I will start pulling the orders. So just finished with pulling the largest order that we're shipping out today. So yeah, this one here is 1,925 items, 139 lots, and after shipping and tax, it is $175.86. And I think this might be the first time I've had to use 3 shoe boxes to hold an order. I've had to do one, well, just a piece of the plastic box there. But I've had to use one box dozens of times, probably more. I've used 2 boxes a few times, not that many, but I don't think I've ever had to use 3 to just hold it. But yeah, that order is now pulled. And so then if we go back, we can check what other ones we have to pull still, because I pulled a couple of the smaller ones and I wanted to get the large one out of the way. So yeah, then we can look here, and yeah, so we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, I probably miscounted, but roughly 17 more orders to pull. And the largest one seems to be 174 bricks and 53 lots. But yeah, nothing too crazy or anything like that. So yeah, that order's now pulled. You may notice a box missing here, and it's because I did what I wanted to avoid as much as possible, but turns out that eventually I did it, and today was that day. And so what happened is probably exactly as you'd suspect, is I went to put away a box, and I had the wrong height level, and I pushed the box underneath it right over the back, and it went into the cavity behind there. And yeah, so inside that box, we did have a loose element, which is the 2x6 plates in dark bluish gray. And these were all brand new. And so yeah, we accidentally pushed box 176 or this box on the top or something. Let's see. Yeah, 176. So I had gotten 177 and then I tried putting it back or something. And either way, that box got pushed off the edge, whether I was trying to level, like, move it to put this box under it, and then I hit it or something, I don't know. But either way, that box went off the edge there. And yeah, so then now we have all of these that fell out of the box, and so I'm not going to be keeping those as new in the inventory because the area is a bit dirty there. But the box landed upside down, something like this here. The lid was a bit open because they fell out, but then these ones here never left the box, so they're fine. So then yeah, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm just going to find this box in the inventory, and then I'm just going to count the few that remained in the box because those ones are fine, but then all the other ones I'll just put into the used bulk because now they're dirty and I won't be listing common use parts. I mean, most of them are still fine and stuff like that. It's not like they're damaged, it's just they've been very in too much contact with just stuff. Like, I mean, if I was, for example, opening a bag of parts on the table here and one fell on the table, I'd just put it back in the bag. That's not used type of stuff there, but when it falls in the cavity behind a shelf, that's just a bit too much. So yeah, so eventually I knew what happened, and today was that day. So we went from 114 to 29 that were there, but all of the other things are still accounted for. Like, we didn't lose any of the bags. We got that one, and then these ones, these, and then these, and that's all that was in the box. So just going to deduct that quantity. And there was only 11-cent parts, so it's not like the end of the world or anything like that. But then, so about $7 worth of them that are now going to just be put into the bulk. So not the end of the world, but yeah, it's interesting to happen. Yogurt time. 11 days left until the used purge. So now that we're shipping out all of the orders that were on hold and stuff like that, we were shipping out so many orders, we had to break into the blue cups for first time in probably a couple months. So it finally feels like a normal shipping day in December. So we're shipping out $1,118.66 from these orders here. This does not orders, that's just the eBay things I'm working on. And then the one large order over here, and then an order over here. And then one more $38 order just came in, and we're running out of room to put the orders. Yogurt time. So 10 days left until the used purge, and yeah, so today I'm going to try to update the listings for these minifigures here, and then yeah, so next week will be the last full week of December, and so then the goal for next week, I mean, it's like an entire week, so this isn't that much, but the thing is, I'm getting a good amount of orders. Like, I just had one order, it's like 260 lots or something like that, so I'll be pulling a lot of orders, which will take a while. So my goal besides that, for the last week, which is next week of before the purge and stuff, is to get all of these ones updated as well. And yeah, so we will see how much progress we can make. But then yeah, today I will focus on this stuff. But yeah, so we're still waiting for the 12-pound one to arrive in the mail. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I might not even try to get it shipped here before the end of the year. I mean, I might, and it could potentially still be here before the end of the year to add to the backlog, but I'm not entirely sure, so we'll see on that. But yeah, thanks for watching if you got this far. Today is Saturday, but the vlog should be out Monday, and the next vlog the Monday after that.